Welcome back to The Explainer. Go ahead and take a quick look down at what you're wearing right now. Honestly, there's a really high chance it's a super common fabric that actually hides an absolutely incredible story of engineering, history, and cultural evolution.
So, are you wearing denim? If you are, have you ever actually stopped to wonder why your jeans are blue on the outside, but kind of white on the inside? It's pretty wild when you think about it. To truly grasp how this fabric totally conquered the globe and basically all of our closets, we have to start by figuring out the physical reality of how it's actually made. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the blueprint of denim and understanding the fabric. You know, the very name of the fabric actually traces its roots back to France. It comes from the French phrase serge de Nimes, which literally just means serge from names. Over time, people basically contracted that phrase and bam, we got the word denim. But it really found its footing in the US when 19th century miners started adopting it. Why? Well, the traditional canvas they've been wearing was just way too chafing and uncomfortable for that kind of grueling physical labor. And here's the secret behind why your jeans are white on the inside. It all comes down to the weave. Denim is what we call a warp-faced twill weave. Basically, in the specific setup, the dyed blue warp threads absolutely dominate the outer surface, while the white weft threads pass under two or more of those warp threads. That leaves the inside predominantly white. It's an absolutely ingenious structural design that gives denim its signature look and, honestly, its incredible durability. But the craziest thing about this whole process? Practically all denim everywhere in the world goes through the exact same 4 steps. First, spinning the cotton into yarn. Second, dyeing that warp yarn. Third, weaving it on a loom. And fourth, sanforizing, which is just a fancy word for pre-shrinking the woven product. And this is true whether we're talking about massive, modern 60-inch shuttleless looms or those classic 30-inch shuttle looms that create those highly sought-after selvage edges you see on super premium jeans. Moving right along to Section 2, the science of the fade, how denim ages. Let's see how this physical blueprint totally dictates the way our jeans wear down over time. You see, indigo dye behaves super differently from other textile dyes. It creates what's known as a ring-dyed structure. Because indigo is water-soluble and oxidizes really rapidly when exposed to air, the dye literally doesn't penetrate the core of the yarn. It only really sticks to the outer layers. So, what does this mean for you? Well, as the fabric rubs at stress points like your knees, your pockets, or the seams, that white inner core is progressively revealed. And that is exactly what creates those characteristic, highly personalized fades we all absolutely love. So the crucial point here is that exactly how this dye is applied matters immensely for the final look. We basically have 2 main industrial techniques. First up is rope dyeing, which gathers the yarns into long bundles. This essentially eliminates side-to-side color variations and ensures a really nice, even color distribution. Then, on the flip side, we have slasher or sheet dyeing, which was developed back in the 70s. This method lays the parallel yarns out completely flat as a sheet. And while it's highly efficient, it can sometimes cause uneven dye circulation, which leads to subtle side-to-side inconsistencies in the cloth itself. All right, on to Section 3, workwear to rebellion and denim's massive cultural shift. The timeline of denim is just a fascinating journey. It starts back in 1873 when a Nevada tailor named Jacob W. Davis teamed up with dry goods wholesaler Levi Strauss. Together, they invented rivet-reinforced pants for miners. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and its sheer durability made it absolutely perfect for French railway workers and even Royal Air Force uniforms. But then things really shifted. Propelled by famous actors and iconic films in the 50s and 60s, denim became fiercely associated with youth rebellion and nonconformity. It completely transformed from a labor necessity to a full-blown lifestyle choice, totally integrating into mainstream culture by the 1970s. Which brings us nicely to Section 4, the 70s denim craze, and its explosive evolution into mainstream fashion. Now, the cultural obsession with denim reached such an incredible peak that it actually bled into entirely different industries. Get a load of this hilarious quote. "Wow, a car with pants." That gem comes straight out of a 1973 commercial for the AMC Gremlin. It just perfectly captures how automakers capitalized on the massive jeans craze by offering denim-styled car interiors to a really trend-hungry public. But here's the brilliant illusion behind that marketing. Automakers like AMC, Jeep, and even the Volkswagen Jeans Beetle proudly boasted these denim interiors, complete with fake copper rivets and contrast stitching. But because of really strict fire-resistant safety standards at the time, real cotton denim couldn't actually be used in cars. No way! It was cleverly disguised indigo-colored spun nylon or vinyl to prevent fire hazards. So they basically sold the lifestyle effect without using a single thread of the actual fabric. Let's jump to Section 5, how denim became a canvas for subcultures to express their intense individuality. A really perfect example of this is found in the heavy metal scene. Fans take a standard sleeveless denim vest and customize it into what's known as a battle jacket or coot. They meticulously sew on album art and embroidered band logo patches, usually centering the whole shebang around one massive core back patch featuring their absolute favorite band. It becomes this vivid, wearable showcase of their deep passion and musical taste. As researcher Lauren Alex O'Hagan noted back in 2021, these battle jackets act as a multimodal biography. Think of it like a walking diary that literally records every single memory and milestone in a fan's life. But at the same time, they serve as a powerful social lubricant. They facilitate immediate interaction and build a profound sense of collective belonging among fans at concerts and festivals. And you know, denim's versatility even transcends clothing entirely at this point. It's become a legitimate medium for fine art. Take the artist Ian Barry, for example. He crafts incredibly detailed portraits and entire urban scenes using absolutely nothing but old, recycled denim. He just cuts, shapes, and layers the various faded shades of old jeans to create this stunning visual depth and texture. It's really mind-blowing stuff. And finally, Section 6, the global denim market. Let's look at this absolute economic juggernaut. We are talking about an absolute economic powerhouse here. Back in 2020, the worldwide market for denim reached an astounding $57.3 billion, and it's a truly global operation. More than 50% of that vast production happens in Asia, spanning across countries like China, India, Turkey, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. And the trajectory is incredibly steep. With global demand growing by about 5.8% every single year, the market is projected to skyrocket from that $57.3 billion in 2020 to a staggering $76.1 billion by 2026. To put that into perspective, the sheer volume of production and continuous consumer demand guarantees that denim is going to remain an unstoppable economic force worldwide for a very long time. So the next time you pull on your absolute favorite pair of jeans, I really want you to consider those microscopic dye structures, those ring-spun yarns, and literally centuries of history woven right into those threads. Now that you know the science of the fade, ask yourself, what story is your denim telling the rest of the world? Keep exploring, keep learning, and I will catch you in the next explainer.